9 News medical expert Dr. Payal Kohli joining us now. So Dr. Kohli, I'm so glad that you're here to address this. Why is cold weather so dangerous?
You know, Sam, it's especially dangerous as we get older and for our kids as well, because we don't regulate our body temperature in the same way. In fact, our seniors don't even shiver when they're cold. So there's not even necessarily a sign that they're getting cold because their shivering mechanisms are impaired, and same for kids under the age of 1.
Really?
So you think about your daughter, yes. So it's really important for us to make sure that we keep them protected. A lot of our seniors can also have chronic health problems like diabetes or thyroid problems that can also impair the body's ability to regulate temperature. And then if you're taking medications, certain medications can affect your ability to regulate temperature. Those that may have memory problems or dementia, it's hard to even remember to cover up and practice many of those kind of safe cold weather strategies. So it's a time of year where there's a target sign in our senior population. We have to be especially careful.
And we always check in with hospitals on days like this, and the numbers always go up of people going to the hospital for cold-related, symptoms or illnesses. And you hear a lot about hypothermia.
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit and how it affects seniors specifically?
Yeah, so our body is a really tightly regulated machine. So we want to keep our core temperature really tightly regulated. When it drops below 95 degrees Fahrenheit or 35 degrees Celsius, our body starts to shut down. And again, for the seniors, we may not have a lot of signs except maybe fatigue or weakness.
Would your lips get
feeling a
blue?
little confused.
Anything physical?
No, not necessarily. You don't necessarily, depends on your circulation, and so you might not even know that your core temperature is dropping when that happens. So what I tell my senior patients, make sure the house is turned up to at least 65 to 68 degrees in terms of the heat. Don't keep it cooler than that. Instead of wearing one really thick layer, it's more efficient to kind of hold heat in to wear multiple thinner layers. So that's a good thing to do. Make sure you cover your head, because we lose a lot of heat through our head. So if you're indoors, especially if the environment is cold, or even running errands outside, make sure that that head is really covered. And then if you're running any kind of warming devices inside, make sure that they're not kerosene-based or anything that could increase your risk for carbon monoxide poisoning.
I love you said
advice.
that about covering your head, because my grandmother always told me that.
Did she?
Your feet and your hands and your head always have to be covered. I'm like, oh, Grandma, that's just an urban legend, but that's real.
It's real,
Grandma
yeah, and
knew.
for little kids as well, for sure. That's why we always cover their head, because we lose a lot of heat through our head.
What about exercising?
I love exercising, Alex.
We know.
But not today. Outside is a no-no. So get into that gym, do it on the treadmill, but really you should not be going exercising outside. Now, for someone who's used to exercising outside, maybe it's okay, but even then you're at high risk for trips and falls and dehydration because you're running outside, you're blowing off that air. But for most of us, today is not a day for us to be exercising outdoors, because that can certainly exacerbate all the things we talked about.
Any other health risks?
Yes, so a big one is our mood. So when the weather is cold outside, it's dark outside, our mood can sort of start to decline. I alluded to the dehydration, and that includes even people sitting inside, because when the air is dry, when there's snow, you can get dehydrated. Just breathing a little bit faster, your body's metabolism is a little higher to keep your core temperature higher, so you can get dehydrated. Your immune function goes down when it's cold as well. And your heart and your lungs are under a little stress, because the airways can spasm and the heart has to work a little harder, your blood pressure can go up. So today's really a day for TLC for your body, because it's working a little harder, and just making sure you check in on your kids and your seniors, because those are the people that are extremely high risk. And I forgot to mention our pets, them as well. Yeah.
I like the doctor's orders.
I-
TLC.
That's right. We can say hang out, stay on your couch on this winter day, but you heard it from, the professional
Well, and I'm
here.
joking about tea, but caffeine actually can dehydrate you.
Oh,
Alcohol
no.
can as well. So
Wait a
we're talking
minute.
warm broth, warm broth, and lots of good TV.
I'll take it.